Lutron has released the Diva Smart Dimmer ELV Plus. This is an addition to the existing Diva Smart Dimmer, but this has a neutral wire, and that allows for better dimming capabilities with low voltage lighting. So right here, I have this under cabinet lighting that it works pretty well, but sometimes you may experience different flickering, or some lighting types you may experience some different humming and certain things like that, and this is going to solve those problems. So thanks so much to Lutron for sending this over so I could test it out. Let's get started. So right here on the box, you can see that this is the ELV Plus. The other model is the LED Plus, so don't get those confused. But here you can see all the additional lighting options. You have LED at 250 watts, incandescent and halogen at 500 watts, ELV at 500 watts, MLV halogen at 400 VA and 300 watts, and dimming ballast at 400 VA, and LTE LED drivers at 400 watts. Now, I am not an electrician, so sorry if I don't know what all of those are. But compared to the last model, it's LED Plus, and it is only LED 150 watts, and incandescent and halogen up to 600 watts. So as you can see, this has way more lighting options. Now, this is the white version, but it also comes in brown, gray, ivory, light almond, as well as black, and they're all currently available. And this model is the DVRF 5NE white. So let's go ahead and unbox this. So inside the box, it comes with 5 different wire nuts, a tiny one for in case you're not using it in a 3-way, and then a few screws, a jumper cable, instructions, and here is the Diva Smart Dimmer ELV Plus. I'm always surprised at how small these switches are. Now right here on the front, you have your dimming option there, and then you can turn it on and off. And down here, it tells more about what this actually is. So if somebody else is changing the light or whatever, you can see all the specs right there. And one thing I always forget to mention is the FAS, or the front accessible service switch. And so right there, I can pull that and it turns off power to the switch, and I could go and adjust the light or whatever, and then press that down and it is now working. On the back here, you have all the different cables here. So you're gonna have your line, your load, then your neutral, as well as ground, and a traveler wire for the 3-way. So all of the wiring instructions are online. This will also be compatible with the Claro accessory switch, so you could have it in a 3-way, as well as the Pico Powder remote and any of the other Pico Smart remotes that have been released, you'll be able to use with this. And now it's time to remove the existing switch and get this installed. And some other details from Lutron is you can adjust the brightness level and turn wired lights on and off, save brightness preference with the slider, works with LEDs, ELV, MLV, incandescent, and halogen bulbs, can control up to 29 bulbs based on 8.5 watt LED bulb, 60 watt incandescent equivalent. It does require the neutral wire, and the Claro wall plate is sold separately. Now, the first place I want to try this is on the hood light here. Now, I don't know if this is really the optimal situation, but I want all of my lights in the kitchen to be able to dim at the same level and then be able to easily turn them all on and off from a Pico remote that I have across the room here. So here, I'm going to install this right here and see how that goes. What? It works! I now have it so I can dim these lights, and then I can also have it set in unison with my other lighting here, and then I can connect them in the Lutron app and pair them together with a Pico remote. Pretty cool. And pairing will be the same with all other Diva Smart Dimmers. Is all I need to do is hold down off for 6 seconds, wait until the lights start flashing. Here it automatically finds what we want to connect. So we're gonna do an in-wall fan switch, and there it found the Diva Smart ELV Plus dimmer. I guess we need to hold down 10 seconds. And there it found it. So let's just go ahead, put it in the kitchen. And we're going to put this as under cabinet lighting. There you go, kitchen under hood has been added. Now we're going to add it to our Pico to control. And now it's time to make this look more presentable and try it out. So now that I have the lighting connected and I've connected it to a Pico remote, we can turn it off with the press of a button, turn it on with the press of a button, and it turns all the lights on at the same time. This is great because they are 2 individual light sources, and having them be controlled together is so nice. And then here I even have a favorite button where it can go down to a little bit dimmer, and there we'll go up to full brightness one more time. So one more place I'm going to try the ELV Plus is here on my under cabinet lighting. I noticed that when I put it down to a very dim level, when I go pretty dim, it shows flickering. So we'll see if the ELV Plus fixes that. And so here is the Diva Smart Dimmer and here is the ELV Plus. You can see very similar on all of the design, but then down here at the bottom, it has the difference in what bulbs are supported. So that's the main way in which you're going to know the difference. And then here on the side, you can see the model numbers. This is the DVRF6L and this is the DVRF5NE. So those are going to be the difference. And then the only thing on the back is this has the neutral wire. So let's go ahead, connect it to the neutral and swap this one out. Green to ground, red to the load, and the black to the line. Now, if you'd like more details about the blue wire and how to wire it for three-way, I have my advanced wiring guide at the end of this video that you'll be able to find the instructions from the Diva Smart Dimmer. So it'll be the same here with the ELV Plus in wiring it with a mechanical switch, a Claro accessory switch, or using a Pico remote. All right, that is all connected. Let's put it back together. And so for comparison, this is the Diva Smart Dimmer ELV Plus, this is the Claro Smart Switch, and this is the Diva Smart Dimmer LED Plus. And here on the ELV Plus, we have the slider on the side so we can easily change the brightness. Now, if you see this flickering, that's just because of the refresh rate of the camera. That's not actually happening. And then if we turn off the light, here, once we turn it back on, it's going to go to the brightness level. If we turn it on again, it's then going to go to full brightness. And then over here, I've made it so it can work with this Pico Smart Remote. Now let's see if we need to adjust the phase if there's any flickering at that lower level. And here is a 3-second off time and on time. Okay, from the app, it looks like it's not working. Let's try it from the switch. There you go. When using it from the switch, it takes a lot more time to turn on and off. All right, let's take a look at the settings. So here we're gonna go in the under cabinet lighting and edit device. And down here we have a few options. And the new option you get with the ELV Plus is the phase adjust. So if you are experiencing flickering or buzzing, this is where you wanna come and change it from reverse phase to the forward phase. I have it set at forward phase right now to see if that is gonna remove some of that flicker I was seeing. Here, let's take a look at what this does look like here when it's dark now. Now it's pretty hard to record this with the camera and the lower lighting here. I am still seeing a tiny bit as I change the different phases, but I believe that's most likely because of the quality of my LED light strips. So this might not fix every situation, but if you're trying to decide between the Diva Smart Dimmer and this definitely is going to be compatible with much more lighting situations. So that's so great the ELV Plus worked here. It's nice that these are all working simultaneously, but this isn't really a great place for the switch. So let's go ahead and try it in the bathroom where the light switch has always had a problem. You turn it on, it takes a second to turn on, but it does say if you have an ELV switch, it will be able to be dimmable. So let's test that out. I've already connected it to the Lutron hub, so now I can just dim the lights just like that. That works great. Let's turn it off. Nice dimming, and turn it on, nice dimming. That works awesome. Under the edit device settings, you have the option to adjust the name and everything. So let's go ahead and add this into the bathroom, and we're gonna say guest bathroom, and it's the vanity light. Now here we have the option auto timer off, so I could turn this on and then I can have it automatically turn off after a certain amount of time because the kids keep leaving it on. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and do that. And so now it's automatically gonna turn off. Next, we have the option to adjust trim. So if you're finding that it's not getting as dim as it could or maybe as bright, you can come in here, adjust the trim. And here we have the phase adjust. Now again, this is only on the ELV Plus. So if I want to adjust it to forward phase to see if that works better, you can do that. You can see it automatically change. So let's test it out. So when I do this, there's a little bit of flickering involved, and it's not getting as dim as it was before. So we're gonna go ahead and adjust the phase back to the reverse phase. And now if we go through the dim level, there you go, much better, off, on. And now we can adjust the fade on off, so we can have it fade all the way to 2.5 seconds on time, or we can have it go all the way down to 0.25 seconds. It was set at 0.75. Here we can do fade off time. Let's move it to the 2.5 seconds. Just so it's a little more. Hit save. Now if we turn off the light, you can see that it takes a lot longer to dim and turn it off. If we set that to, let's set the on time to the 0.25 and see how that works. So we have the 2.5 seconds there and then the 0.25. That turns on really quick. That's very nice. And then here you have the status light where you have the option to have it off when the light is on or have it on when the light is off. So it's great that you have all of those settings. So after playing with the Diva Smart Dimmer ELV Plus, I think this is a great addition to the Diva line of Caseta by Lutron smart home devices. Now I love that I'll be able to add this to pretty much any light and it will become dimmable. And if you have some favorite use cases for the ELV Plus switch, I'd love to know about them down in the comments to help others know when is the best time to use this and how powerful this is. Now this does cost quite a bit more than the Diva Smart Dimmer. So if you just need Diva dimming on regular LEDs or incandescent or halogen light bulbs, I would go with that. But if you need a little bit more specific lighting, if you're hearing buzzing, if you're having flickering issues, this is where the ELV Plus comes into play. And it's great that it has all those other features that the Diva already has with that neutral wire to give it that better lighting control. So if you have any further questions, please let me know down in the comments below, and please help me out if you have any answers. I'll leave it down in the description if you want to pick one up. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one.